I got cut off because there was an actual blizzard. There's an actual blizzard. There's been a storm going on in Iceland for actually 6 days. And sometimes when I'm very tired, I actually have the thought in my head, why isn't the wind tired yet? Like, has it not worn itself out? So it cuts out my internet quite a lot, which is like, it's kind of, it's now part of my like psyche and inner like way of being in the world that a blizzard is gonna cut out my internet. So I'm sorry that my video cut out just as I was getting to like the juicy apps part. So where I was at is going through the apps on Aramaic, Syriac and Assyrian. What I found out there that was cool. So this Let's Learn the Assyrian Alphabet, which I'll put a link to, was great and awesome in literally setting out a grid for an alphabet. But there actually kind of wasn't anything beyond that. No, I'm wrong. There's a letter hunter game, and that's cool. That's awesome. I couldn't do that. Well done, person who designed that app. That's cool. That's awesome. And then with Olef Beth, I think this, maybe uploading this is what ground the entire internet to halt. It's the same. It's a grid of the alphabet, which is great. Some of them have flashcards, so you can go through the alphabet. For Learn Assyrian, let's begin the lesson. This is a really nice format. So that's obviously Alap, Gawal, wow. I'm going to end on wow, because you don't need me to go through the entire alphabet, because either you already know it, in which case this is redundant, or you need to learn it, in which case I'm not the person to teach that to you. So that was a cool one for a flashcard. And then that does go down into like basic structural issues in the language. So like flashcard on grammar, gender, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs, numbers, which is great, which is super, super awesome. But it's kind of like the difference between learning what every chess piece does on a board and knowing how to play chess in terms of strategy. And like, as I said, I think because I was making the video about Greek earlier, right? Like, you're not like, that's not really language learning. It's super awesome. I'm not being negative. What I'm saying is the apps are focused on literally the alphabet, like the Aramaic alphabet or the Syriac alphabet. I'm not getting into the bit of like, where do you put boundaries on what or whatever. But that's kind of an interesting feature, is that there is not an app to actually teach yourself these languages. There's apps just to teach you alphabets, and that's particularly interesting because I know there's super cool stuff out there. People making really awesome online resources for Aramaic and Syriac in other forums, so they're just not making apps, which is fine. These apps are better than anything I could make from my summer how to make an app course. So that's kind of something I wanted to kind of just point out that I thought was really interesting. And as you will know if you watched my other videos before I split them off into sections, like a big thing that I was kind of committed to in 2020 was making a concerted effort to learn smaller languages, so like Icelandic and Estonian, and also to learn more ancient languages, so also like ancient Hebrew on top of my like really, really bad modern Hebrew. I'm currently living around some Hebrew speakers, also Aramaic, which has been super cool and has made for many, many interesting discussions. I might make another personal life update to explain why I'm currently in Reykjavik surrounded by Aramaic speakers, which is not where I thought I would be in my life. But this last year has been pretty, curveballish. And I'm also making another video soon updating on where I'm getting at with my Greek, which will talk about like the things that are out there, right? The things that you can work with. There's so much material that could be available, that could be but like that can be done with these languages in ancient and modern forms, and as they've changed over time, that still make a kind of for like a good learning experience. So I guess my too long didn't read version of all of the above is, hey, if you know Syriac properly, which I don't, I'm just learning it, which I'm also fine with, because not everyone has to be an expert in everything. That's also fine. If you are, and you want to make an app, I bet there'd be a massive, massive market out there of at least one person, which is me. You want to make that app. Then I want to talk about the app of apps, the alphabet of alphabets, the king of kings, the one app to rule them all, which I found called Alphabets ! Let me show you. Alphabets. Pick an alphabet. I'm going to pick them all. This is my new favorite app in the world because it has all of the alphabets, and you can just go through all of them. And I think someone is probably going to find my dead body with this phone in my hand because I forgot to eat or sleep because I'm still teaching myself Phoenician. But anyway, I'm joking, don't worry. Although I did, what did I refresh recently? The Armenian alphabet. Yes, that was cool. It does have, so it has Aramaic, and it has, let's see, like it has the grid, obviously, there's the Aramaic alphabet, but then it does also have like flashcards that you can you skip through to get that all into your head. And then it also has Syriac. So it has Aramaic and Syriac, both. Here's the flashcards. That's obviously Syriac alphabet. It's such a handsome alphabet. I love this one. It's so like, I don't know. It's like it was like designed by some like Art Deco designer. I love it. So that's my new favorite thing in the world. Also, it does have very strange sort of things. The first article of the Declaration of Human Rights in that language, which obviously as an academic of human rights law makes me very, very happy, and it's very, very cute. But that's not how you're going to learn a language, right? So I thought that was very interesting to kind of point out, especially because I know there are so many super, super awesome YouTubers for Assyrian, Syriac, Aramaic, doing super cool, awesome stuff. So I'm just saying, if you want to make an app, I think there would be definitely space for it. And I thought I would also, as a commitment, make another video in like 6 months saying what's out there now. Maybe everything's changed. With Icelandic, right after I made my first, where are the Icelandic language learning apps? There's like buses, like 5 came along at once, which is really interesting and very cool. And then at a party, I met a guy who was making an Icelandic app. And I was like, oh, cool. I just want your app. But I didn't see him again. But I downloaded the app. That was very cool. Yeah, so I'll make an update in 6 months, and that is my video of the day. Those are my language brackets that I'm learning. Please don't shout at me on the internet in that toxic Trump era-ish way, because the Trump era is over. So let's not do that anymore with that whole like internet thing of like people being toxic and mean about all the very incredibly complex, incredibly, multifaceted debates about these histories, these heritages, that region. No one has ever changed anyone's mind shouting at anybody on the internet about anything to do with the Middle East. So, my grown-up take on that is that the way in which I engage in these things is I talk about super shiny things on my phone that teach me pretty alphabets. because they make me happy. And the fact that I do that instead of shouting about politics on the internet with people, I like to think is a sign of emotional maturity, not a sign that I don't understand politics, because I have several advanced degrees in those fields. I would just rather be happy and look at shiny things on my phone, like alphabets, exclamation. Pick an alphabet, any alphabet, and now I'm going to teach myself Standard Galactic, because that's going to make me happy.